A pencil sharpener is such a small, unassuming object, yet it holds a quiet kind of magic. Before we begin, a gentle reminder. This is a calm, sleep-friendly story designed to help you drift off. Please don't listen while driving or doing anything that requires your full attention. You deserve this moment of rest, and it's perfectly okay to let your mind soften and settle as the story unfolds. A pencil sharpener will sit patiently on desks, in drawers, in pencil cases, waiting for the moment when a dull pencil is offered to it. With a simple twist, it transforms something worn down into something ready again, a tiny act of renewal, repeated countless times through childhood, school, work, and creativity. The pencil sharpener has always been a companion to creativity. It doesn't demand attention. It doesn't take up space. It simply waits, quietly, until it's needed. And when it is, it offers a small, satisfying ritual. The turning of the pencil, the soft resistance of the blade, the gentle curl of shavings spiraling away like a tiny wooden ribbon. In this story, we'll drift through the world of the pencil sharpener, its history, its textures, its sounds, and the peaceful, almost meditative moments it creates. You'll wander through workshops, classrooms, and quiet corners where ideas begin. You'll explore the soft scent of cedar, the hush of shavings falling, and the comforting rhythm of a simple tool doing exactly what it was made to do. For now, settle in. Let your breathing slow. Let your shoulders loosen, and let the humble pencil sharpener guide you into a gentle, restful night. The pencil sharpener is a tool with a single purpose, and there's something soothing about that simplicity. In a world full of noise, multitasking, and constant demands, the sharpener remains unchanged. It sharpens, that's all. And in that singular focus, it offers a kind of calm. Imagine holding a small classic metal sharpener in your hand. It's cool to the touch at first, the aluminium body smooth and slightly textured. The blade is held in place with a tiny screw, precise and purposeful. It weighs almost nothing, yet it carries decades of design refinement, a perfect balance of form and function. As you turn a pencil inside it, there's a gentle resistance, a soft rasping sound that feels almost nostalgic. The wood curls away in a delicate spiral, thin enough to let light through. The scent of freshly exposed cedar rises, warm and comforting, like the faint memory of a schoolroom or an art studio. There's a rhythm to sharpening a pencil, a slow turn, a soft scrape, a pause to check the point, another turn, another whisper of wood. It's a small ritual, but rituals matter. They anchor us, they slow us down. They remind us that even the simplest actions can be grounding. The pencil sharpener doesn't rush you. It doesn't judge the angle of your turn or the pressure of your hand. It simply responds patiently, offering a new point, a new start, a new line waiting to be drawn. As you imagine this quiet process, let your mind soften around the edges. Let the steady rhythm of turning and smoothing ease you deeper into rest. The pencil sharpener is doing its gentle work, and you can simply drift with it. Long before the modern sharpener existed, pencils were shaped by hand. Artists and writers would use small knives to whittle the wood away, carving a point with slow, careful strokes. It was a skill, one that required patience, steadiness, and a feel for the grain of the wood. But as pencils became more common, people needed a quicker, safer, more consistent way to shape them. And so, in the early 19th century, the first mechanical sharpeners appeared. They were simple at first, small metal tools with a blade set at just the right angle. They looked almost like tiny sculptures, each one crafted with care. Imagine one of those early sharpeners resting on a wooden desk. The metal is slightly tarnished with age, its surface worn smooth by countless hands. The blade is still sharp, still ready. It has seen decades of use. School children preparing for lessons, clerks sharpening pencils for ledgers, artists refining their tools before sketching. There's something comforting about objects that endure. They carry stories, they hold memories. They remind us that even as the world changes, some things remain steady. The early sharpeners were often made of brass or steel, giving them a satisfying weight. When you held one, you felt its presence, solid, dependable, crafted to last. The sound of sharpening was slightly different then, a deeper, more resonant scrape as the blade met the wood. And yet, even with these early tools, the experience was the same. A moment of pause, a moment of focus, a moment of quiet transformation. As you picture these early sharpeners, let the sense of history settle around you like a soft blanket. Let the slow passage of time soothe your thoughts. The world has always found ways to create small, peaceful rituals, and sharpening a pencil has been one of them for generations. There is something unmistakably soothing about the scent released when a pencil is sharpened. It's warm, woody, and faintly sweet, a fragrance that feels both nostalgic and grounding. Even a single curl of shavings carries that aroma, as though the tree it came from is offering one last gentle breath. Imagine holding a freshly sharpened pencil close, noticing the subtle contrast between the smooth paint of the barrel and the exposed wood beneath. The cedar has a soft, velvety texture, almost silky where the blade has passed. It's a reminder that every pencil began as part of something larger, a tree that once stood quietly in a forest, shaped by sunlight, rain, and time. As the shavings fall into your hand, they form delicate spirals, each one unique. Some are tight curls, almost like tiny ribbons. Others are looser, more relaxed, unfolding slowly as they settle. They feel feather-light, barely there, as though they might drift away on the slightest breath. The scent of cedar has long been associated with calm. It's used in wooden chests, in incense, in small carved objects meant to bring comfort. There's a natural warmth to it, a sense of safety and familiarity. When you sharpen a pencil, even for a moment, that warmth rises gently into the air. Let that scent settle into your imagination now. Let it soften the space around you. Let it ease your breathing into a slower, steadier rhythm. The pencil sharpener doesn't just shape wood, it releases memories, sensations, and tiny moments of peace. And as you drift deeper into this story, that quiet comfort stays with you, like a soft glow in the background of your thoughts. For many people, the pencil sharpener is tied to memories of school, a familiar presence in classrooms, always waiting near the edge of a desk or mounted on a wall. It was part of the rhythm of learning, a small ritual that punctuated lessons and quiet work. Picture a classroom on a calm afternoon. Sunlight filters through tall windows, casting warm rectangles of light across the floor. The room smells faintly of paper, chalk, and wooden desks. Somewhere in the background, a pencil sharpener sits ready, its metal handle or small blade glinting softly. A student walks up to it, holding a pencil worn down from writing or drawing. There's a hush in the room, the gentle murmur of concentration. Then the soft, familiar sound begins, the turning of the handle or the twist of the wrist. A steady, rhythmic scrape, a pause, another turn. The sound is never loud. It's more like a whisper, a quiet reminder that learning is happening, that ideas are being shaped, that someone is preparing to write something new. Even the shavings falling into the tray or onto the desk add to the gentle atmosphere. A tiny cascade of curls, each one marking a moment of focus. In many classrooms, the sharpener became a small escape, a chance to stand, stretch, breathe, and reset. A moment away from the desk, from the page, from the task at hand. Even now, thinking back to those moments can bring a sense of calm, the feeling of being young, of having time, of being surrounded by quiet purpose. Let that memory settle around you like a soft blanket. The classroom is peaceful, the air is still, and the pencil sharpener continues its quiet work, shaping points, shaping thoughts, shaping the gentle rhythm of learning. In an artist's studio, the pencil sharpener becomes something more than a tool. It becomes part of a creative ritual. Before a sketch begins, before a line is drawn, there is preparation. The sharpening of pencils is almost meditative, a way of easing into the flow of creativity. Imagine an artist's workspace, a large wooden table scattered with brushes, charcoal, paper, and pencils of every grade. The light is soft, perhaps from a nearby window or a warm lamp. The room is quiet except for the faint rustle of paper and the occasional movement of a chair. The artist picks up a pencil and turns it slowly in the sharpener. The sound is gentle, steady, almost like a breath. The shavings fall in graceful spirals, collecting in a small bowl or on the table. Each pencil is prepared with care, not rushed, not forced, but shaped with intention. There's a rhythm to it. Sharpen, check the point, sharpen again. Brush away the shavings, set the pencil down. This ritual isn't just about creating a fine point. It's about settling the mind, focusing the senses, and easing into a state where creativity can flow freely. The pencil sharpener becomes a quiet companion, helping to clear away distractions and prepare the tools that will bring ideas to life. Even if you're not an artist, you can feel the calm of this moment, the soft light, the gentle sounds, the slow, deliberate movements. It's a space where time seems to stretch, where thoughts become softer, where the world feels quieter. Let yourself drift into that studio now. Let the peaceful atmosphere wrap around you. Let the simple act of sharpening a pencil become a doorway into deeper rest. Every home seems to have at least one drawer that quietly gathers the small tools of everyday life. A place where pens, paper clips, rubber bands, and forgotten receipts settle into a kind of gentle disarray. And somewhere in that drawer, often tucked into a corner, rests a pencil sharpener. It doesn't demand attention, it doesn't take up space, it simply waits. Imagine opening such a drawer now. The soft scrape of wood against wood as it slides open. The faint scent of paper and dust. The muted jumble of objects shifting slightly as the drawer settles. Your hand moves through the contents, brushing against familiar shapes, a ruler, a dried-out pen, a notebook with only a few pages left. And then your fingers find the pencil sharpener. It's small, cool, and reassuringly solid. Even if you haven't used it in months, it feels instantly familiar. There's something comforting about its presence, a reminder that some tools are always ready, always patient, always quietly dependable. You lift it from the drawer and feel its weight, light but certain. The blade catches the light softly. The metal or plastic body fits neatly in your palm. It's a simple object, but it carries a sense of order, of readiness, of calm. The drawer itself becomes a kind of sanctuary, a place where small, useful things rest until they're needed. There's no urgency here, no noise, just the quiet companionship of everyday objects, each one with a purpose, each one part of the gentle rhythm of life. As you imagine closing the drawer again, let that sense of quiet organization settle into your thoughts. Let the stillness of that small space ease your mind. Let the presence of the pencil sharpener remind you that even the smallest things can bring comfort. While the simple handheld sharpener is timeless, there is another kind of pencil sharpener that has earned its own place in memory, the mechanical sharpener. Often mounted on a wall or clamped to a desk, these devices were miniature machines full of gears, handles, and satisfying movements. Picture one now, a sturdy metal body, perhaps painted in muted colours, deep green, soft grey, or classic black. A small drawer sits beneath the blade, ready to catch the shavings. The handle extends from the side, smooth and cool, waiting to be turned. There's something deeply satisfying about using one of these sharpeners. You insert the pencil into the opening, feeling the gentle grip of the internal mechanism. Then you turn the handle, slowly at first, then with a steady rhythm. Inside, gears engage with a soft mechanical murmur. The pencil rotates smoothly, guided by the machine's quiet precision. The sound is unmistakable, a soft whirring, a gentle scrape, a faint clicking as the gears settle into place. It's a sound that feels both nostalgic and soothing, like the hum of an old fan or the turning of a well-worn key. As the pencil sharpens, the shavings fall into the drawer in delicate curls, layering softly on top of one another. When the point is ready, the handle turns freely, signalling that the work is done. You pull the pencil out, revealing a perfectly shaped tip, smooth and symmetrical. Even emptying the shavings tray has its own quiet charm. The soft rustle of the curls as they slide out, the faint scent of cedar rising again, the sense of resetting the machine, preparing it for the next moment of use. Mechanical sharpeners are small marvels, tiny machines that transform a simple task into a gentle ritual. Let the memory of their steady rhythm ease your thoughts. Let the soft whirring settle into your breathing. Let the quiet precision of the gears guide you deeper into rest. The shavings created by a pencil sharpener are tiny works of art. Each one is a delicate spiral, a thin ribbon of wood and graphite that curls gracefully as it falls. They are ephemeral, fragile, and strangely beautiful. Imagine watching a shaving emerge from the sharpener. It begins as a thin strip, then curls into a loop, then another, forming a soft spiral that seems almost weightless. The wood is pale and warm, with subtle variations in colour, hints of honey, amber, and soft brown. The graphite edge adds a thin, dark line that traces the curve like a quiet shadow. When the shaving falls, it lands with barely a sound, a whisper of wood, a moment of stillness. If several shavings gather together, they form a small, airy nest, a gentle tangle of curls that feels almost like a tiny sculpture. There's something calming about these shavings. They are the result of transformation, the old outer layer giving way to reveal something new. They remind us that even small changes can be beautiful, that letting go can create something delicate and peaceful. Some people keep the shavings for a moment, admiring their shape before brushing them away. Others let them fall into a tray or onto a desk, where they rest briefly before being gathered up. No matter how they're handled, they bring a sense of quiet beauty to the process. As you picture these soft curls of wood, let their gentle spirals unwind your thoughts. Let their lightness ease any heaviness in your mind. Let their delicate shapes guide you into a deeper sense of calm. Every pencil that enters a sharpener has already travelled a long path. It began as part of a tree standing quietly in a forest, shaped by seasons and sunlight. Over years the tree grew rings, each one marking a chapter of its life. When the wood was harvested, it was transformed with care, cut, shaped, paired with graphite, painted and finished until it became the familiar tool we hold in our hands. Imagine that journey now, the tree swaying gently in a summer breeze, the soft patter of rain on its leaves, the warmth of sunlight filtering through branches, the slow, steady growth that happens quietly, almost invisibly. When the wood is finally shaped into a pencil, it carries that history within it. Every time it's sharpened, a little more of that story is revealed, a thin curl of wood that once formed part of a living tree. The scent of cedar is a reminder of forests, of stillness, of nature's patient rhythm. The graphite inside the pencil has its own story too. It comes from deep within the earth, formed over millions of years. Pressed, purified and shaped, it becomes the core that leaves marks on paper, marks that can be soft or bold, precise or expressive. When the pencil meets the sharpener, these two journeys come together. The wood and graphite are shaped into a fine point, ready to create something new. A sketch, a note, a list, a thought, a memory, a moment of creativity or clarity. There's something deeply peaceful about imagining this quiet transformation. The pencil gives a little of itself each time it's sharpened, becoming smaller but more focused, more refined, more ready. As you picture this journey, let it mirror your own gentle settling. Let the slow, natural rhythm of growth and renewal ease your thoughts. Let the pencil's quiet purpose guide you deeper into rest. The pencil sharpener creates a sound that is unlike anything else. Soft, textured, rhythmic. It's not loud or intrusive. It's a whisper of wood meeting metal, a gentle rasp that seems to smooth the edges of the mind. Imagine that sound now. A a slow turn, a soft scrape, a faint, steady rhythm. It's the kind of sound that blends into the background, becoming almost meditative, like the rustle of leaves, the hush of waves, the quiet ticking of a clock in a peaceful room. It's a sound that invites stillness. In a quiet space, sharpening a pencil becomes a moment of pause, a moment where everything else fades into the background. The world slows, thoughts soften. The simple, repetitive motion becomes a small anchor, something steady, predictable, and calming. Even the silence that follows is soothing. The pencil rests, newly sharpened. The shavings settle. The air grows still again. There's a beauty in these small, quiet sounds. They remind us that peace doesn't always come from grand gestures or dramatic moments. Sometimes it comes from the softest places, the gentle scrape of a blade, the whisper of wood, the hush that follows. As you imagine this sound, let it settle into your breathing. Let it guide your thoughts into a slower rhythm. Let it become part of the stillness around you, easing you toward deeper rest. A freshly sharpened pencil carries a sense of possibility. Its point is clean, precise, and full of potential. It's ready to write the first word of a story, the first line of a sketch, the first note of an idea. There's something hopeful about that, a reminder that every new beginning starts with a simple, quiet moment of preparation. Imagine holding that pencil now, the smooth barrel resting lightly in your hand, the scent of cedar still lingering, the fine point catching the light. It feels ready, and you feel calm. The pencil sharpener has done its gentle work, shaping the wood, refining the graphite, creating a point that is both delicate and strong. It's a small transformation, but a meaningful one, a reminder that renewal often happens in tiny steps, quiet moments, and simple rituals. As you drift towards sleep, let that sense of renewal settle within you. Let the calm of this story wrap around you like a soft blanket. Let the gentle imagery of wood, shavings, and quiet turning guide you into deeper rest. You don't need to do anything now. You don't need to think or plan or hold on to anything. Just breathe softly. Let your body sink into comfort. Let your thoughts drift like shavings falling gently to the floor. Thank you so much for sharing this quiet moment with me. If you'd like more bedtime stories like this, then please subscribe now. And if there's a topic you'd love to hear as you drift off, let me know in the comments. Sleep well and be safe.